He was already on probation for a shooting, but one late-night decision put everything at risk. When the judge heard the details, the courtroom went silent.
Good morning. Are you Desarian Adams? And this is cause numbers 23, DCCR 0492 and 0493. Mr. Adams is on probation in each of those cases for the third-degree felony offense of deadly conduct discharging a firearm. Was placed on probation September 26th of 2023. Looks like the allegations in those motions are an alleged new offense of fleeing from a police officer in December of 2025, unlawful carrying a weapon, December of 2025, failing to associate with disreputable persons or be present at a location where a criminal act was committed, failing to report the arrest, failing to perform community service, out past curfew, possessing a firearm in violation of probation, behind in fees in both cases. Mr. Burbank has filed a motion asking that I set a bond in each of the cases. He's on deferred probation, and at this time there's no bond. Is that correct? Mr. Burbank, you may, Mr. Adams, best you can, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Mr. Burbank, you may proceed.
Right, just for, if I may just make a brief statement.
Sure.
These two offenses are.
I need everybody to hold it down. I need you to speak up a little, please. Thank you.
These two offenses are misdemeanors. I have talked numerous times to the district attorney. He has cooperated and, as much as he can. We do not have the actual police reports except the PC. I don't know if you have a PC or not.
That's what I was
Judge,
looking
I was going to
for.
tender the copy of the proper house affidavit to the court. So you can tender it. I marked the states as one, Your Honor.
No, any objections to states
Oh,
one?
no, one of the things that we are lacking is the video of the scene because I read it as a defense attorney, kind of have questions and relation to the charge itself. The firearms being in the back seat, there were other people in the car, and the firearms were next to them. No one claimed ownership, basically because he was the operator of the car he was arrested. I will also submit to you that he was probably the only one that was not intoxicated at the time, and as such, it was not his car, and he had to get home, and so he was the designated driver at the time. And so with that, Judge, the other thing too I want to point out is I've asked Mr. Adams, I believe that he has no write-ups in the jail since he's been incarcerated in reference to any disciplinary actions. And I would like to call Mr. Adams.
Go ahead.
For the name, for the record, and what I have told the court in reference to behavior in jail, have you acted accordingly?
Yes, sir.
And you have not had any write-ups?
No, sir.
How long have you been incarcerated? How long have you been in jail?
18 days.
18 days? Now, you realize that one of the violations is you haven't been doing your community service fully, correct?
Yes, sir.
Have you addressed that problem since you've been incarcerated?
Yes, sir. I connected with my preacher.
Speak up.
I connected with my preacher. And he's one of them.
Who is your preacher?
Jeremy Williams.
Okay, and he has a church on Washington Boulevard,
Yes, sir.
and he has advised or he's told you and your family that he would make sure that you got on the right track and did what you needed to do, correct?
Yes, sir.
In addition, your mom's back here, correct? You may not have known that, but she's here, right?
Yes, sir.
You realize that you shouldn't have been where you were, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you shouldn't have been in a car with firearms, correct?
Yes, sir.
Though we do have affidavits from the people there claiming ownership. We haven't got to that point. They were not your firearms.
No, sir.
Okay. If the court was to consider to post a bond, do you have any problem living with your mom, having a monitor on, or any other type of monitor, whether drugs or alcohol or anything like that, correct?
No, sir.
And abide and try to get back on track again.
Yes, sir.
You do not have any assets, in reference to bank accounts or anything like that, correct? And though I am here, this money came from family members, correct?
Yes, sir.
You don't have anything to post, well, you do have enough to post a reasonable bond. One was, set, correct?
Yes,
I have nothing further to judge, unless you may have some questions in reference.
Give me just a second. Thank you.
One last, do you have a job?
no, sir.
Can you get a job?
Yes, sir.
When was your last job?
Construction site in August.
In August? So what were you doing on the construction site?
Flagging.
Flagging?
Yes, sir.
You think you can get that back?
I'm actually getting my CDL. Ms. Joseph was with the school that I've been getting to, and I'm on my last step getting my CDL.
So you were enrolled in school at the time that this happened,
Yes, sir.
and you only have one more stage in order to get your CDL license?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nichols.
Judge, my concern is this. He's on two probations for being involved in a shooting, 2 deadly conducts. It was a situation where shots were exchanged with 2 different groups of people. And he was on one side of that. Obviously, there wasn't much cooperation from either side. So he ended up with 2 deadly conduct probations. Here we have him in a car with 2 other guys, 3 people, 3 guns. And the reason, once the officer tries to pull them over, they slow roll for a few more blocks. That's why it's eluding and not, or fleeing a police officer and not evading in a motor vehicle. And of course, during that time, all 3 guns are hidden under a jacket in the backseat. I don't think that's a coincidence. We have it delayed, pulling over, and then 3 guns are in the backseat. But I don't have a full case report of all the details, but we can tell that from the probable cause affidavit. I believe the individual he was with is Xavier Kane. If it's not in that probable cause affidavit, then I'm mistaken, because that's the only information I have. If it is Xavier Kane, he's also on felony probation. He shouldn't be hanging out with him.
Who was in the car with you?
In the South.
Who's also a felon.
Okay.
Not this is
Lyndon LaSalle
Junior.
Jr.
I looked this up for Mr. Burbank the other day. There is a Lyndon LaSalle Sr. who's a felon. Lynn LaSalle Jr., I dismissed a unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon case several years ago. That's what I'll call his name.
Okay.
He's certainly a person of repute.
So he's a prior felon.
He may not be. I think he had a felon. He had a felon, a prior felony.
Okay, but not on anything right
That's not the
now.
reason for that dismissal. Nothing current.
I don't believe he has a record, Judge.
Who was the other person that was in the car?
Jordan Collins.
Okay. It didn't matter to me, honestly. At this point, it didn't matter. Okay. What else? Anything else?
Just if the court's going to set a bond, it has to be a high enough bond to protect the community. This is the 3rd case involving firearms.
Yeah. So, Mr. Adams, the deadly conducts aren't just, I mean, it was a shootout between, I mean, it's just more of the same.
Really was.
Hang on. Right now is probably not a good time for me to say anything, like Mr. Burbank. So, the first case, or the 2 cases that you're on probation for, 2 people actually got shot. So, you and whoever are shooting at each other, you admitted to the police officers that day. So there's no, I didn't do it. You admitted to it. You pled guilty to it. And 2 people got shot, whether it was your bullets or whoever else was shooting. Y'all were all shooting at each other because your grandma's car got shot up. So obviously y'all were getting shot at. Y'all were shooting at people. And people who had nothing to do with it ended up getting shot. And you got deferred probation. I sent you to ISF, right? So you've already been to ISF so that you could get right. Get the tools to make better decisions. And here you are out at 11:30 at night with 3 guns in the car, smelling like marijuana, cruising around doing what when you're supposed to be at home? With 3 guns in the car.
We actually was in the party. I never was in the car. I just
Should
told
you
her.
have been at the party?
I stayed that's with her.
Okay. So it's hard for me to believe when you're out at a party and you're on 2 felony probations for 2 people getting shot that you just ended up in some car. Why didn't you pull over? I'm not asking you to answer right now, but you didn't pull over when they asked you to. When they got behind you, you kept going. So at this time, I'm going All right, I'll grant the motions, but I'm setting the bonds in each of the cases at $200,000. A condition of those bonds, if you make them, is that you will be required, and at some point, I thought I put you on house arrest, but I guess you weren't on house arrest at the time of this, or were you supposed to be on house arrest?
I have paid everything off.
Okay, so you will be, if you make the bonds of $200,000 in each case, then conditions of those bonds are that you have to wear a GPS monitoring device and you will be on house arrest. You cannot leave your house except to come to court or visit with Mr. Burbank without my permission. Do you understand? All right, go back to the bailiff.
1 decision, 2 cases. A bond so high it changed his future overnight. If you want real courtroom moments where every word matters, hit subscribe, because justice doesn't come with a rewind.